What's up, brother? Dave Lawrence.
Hey, Dave. How you doing, sir?
Good, dude. How about you?
Maybe I should move to a different room. It's quieter. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Okay. So, greetings.
Greetings,
we
my
haven't
buddy.
talked in a while.
No, we haven't, and it's cool to reconnect. I'm going to tape this and run it as we inch closer to your upcoming thing.
Okay.
And I'll just put a short intro on it, and then we'll jump in. Cool?
Fair enough.
You can hear me okay, by the way?
I sure can.
Awesome. Got a nice fat signal on you. All right, hang on one second, John. Aloha, it's Dave Lawrence. How are you? I hope you're doing good. Big mahalo for tuning in today. We're welcoming back our buddy who we spoke to a couple of times, actually, last year. He's the front man for a hip, thoughtful band with a lot of fans here in the islands. They're actually playing 2 nights announced in advance, as they did last time, October 21st and 22nd at the newest live venue in Honolulu, the Republic, with a K. And they're also going to be playing Maui following that on October 23rd at the MAC. Their most recent record is Showroom of Compassion, featuring Long Time. They have a new book, Bound Away, with Bandmade Books in San Francisco, and we'll hear how they are teaming up with the U.S. Scholastic Band Association for the Federal Funding March, based on their song, Federal Funding, from their most recent record. It is a pleasure to welcome back from the band Cake, our friend John McCrea. Aloha and mahalo, brother John.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
What's going on, boss? How are you?
Pretty well. Having a good couple days off. We've been touring a lot, and we got like more than a week in a row off in the month of August. So it's been since like October of last year that we've been just mostly away from home. So it's great to be home, working in the garden.
We dig that.
Stuff like that.
What are we growing in the garden?
Well, I wish I could grow some of the things that you guys are growing. We can't grow banana trees here really very successfully, but I do have a couple banana trees that I've put in a really warm spot, and I'm hoping for the best. We have I planted an avocado tree a few years ago. There's a persimmon tree, apple tree, grapevine, kiwi vines, and mostly I'm telling you about the food stuff. We also have tomatoes and kale, and cucumbers are doing really well right now. And let's see, what else is doing really well? Carrots and radish. And
you're hardcore, my brother, like Farmer McCrea out there.
Well, and we also have 4 chickens. We named them 1980s girl names. So there's Trish and Cindy, Ashley, and Brittany.
And those are for eggs.
Yeah, and they lay about 4 eggs a day. So
a piece?
So we're getting a lot of food, and we
is that 4 eggs per bird?
4 eggs, 4 eggs, all 4 birds.
Okay. And
1 egg per bird per day on average.
Dig that.
So it's good to have your protein supply nearby.
That's close.
I also have, speaking of protein, I have amaranth growing just pretty much like a little bit everywhere all through the yard, which it's sort of attractive to look at. It's this really bright red plant that has a high protein grain.
Are those birds free range? Are they roaming, or do they have any?
We had them free range for a while, but they just destroyed the garden. So they're sort of free range. They have a run that goes between. There's a building, kind of long, skinny run between the fence and a building, and
nice.
I have it all sort of fenced in so that raptors won't come and take them away. I have a neighbor across the street who had, I think, more than one of his chickens were
scooped up.
Were scooped up by I think hawks.
Right. Yeah. If we remember back to our childhood with Warner Brothers cartoons and stuff, I think it's a chicken hawk actually.
That's right. Chickens are just sort of sitting sitting ducks, as it were.
They're kind of like rabbits.
That's right.
So you're getting some time, and that's always a good thing to be able to unwind, especially with such a spread like that, where you're getting all aggro on us over there, and a different kind of aggro, huh?
That's right. Agree. Agriculture.
What's the scoop with this crazy business? You got a couple of nights back in the hood, and it's going to be special on, I guess, a bunch of fronts, because not only are you big enough here that, unlike a lot of bands, you guys can do 2 nights in advance. You're going to inaugurate a club, and it's going to be the first. You're one of the very first, if not the first band there at the Republic, they call it.
Yeah, and what's it like there? Is it? Are we doing the right thing, or should we cancel?
It is so new. Literally, it's like I think it was a restaurant, and they're converting it to this. So this is such pioneering stuff. This is kind of like scientists in the lab. Who knows what the hell's going to happen?
Yeah. Well, hopefully it won't stink of carpet glue. That tends to be what new venues smell like. A lot of times, you can barely breathe backstage.
Is that the typical route with the new venues?
Yeah, that's why I'm a little wary of new venues. They tend to really, they make you dizzy with the smell of carpet glue.
So it's not like that new car feel where they have that nice smell in the new car?
Well, the new car smell is also not good for you. It's like they have, I guess it's phthalates. And I guess maybe people associate sort of positive acquisitional emotions with buying a new product, and so somehow it smells good, but it's actually phthalates, or you can Google them. It's actually, I guess it's pronounced phthalates or phthalates. Yeah, PHTH, something like that. Anyway, but yeah, new car smell. You shouldn't actually get too excited about it. It's really actually not so great. Endocrine disrupting, I think, is what it is.
You always learn so much in a phone call with Brother John. It's crazy. Well, we will
things to be afraid of.
Maybe we'll go Michael Jackson style. We'll wear like the little mask when we come to the gig. Everyone can wear like the surgical mask to kind of keep them separated.
Yeah, and like a glove on one hand.
But what's the boogie going to be like in terms of the jams? Is there going to be something special? What can folks who are going to be here for, people are going to be excited to have a new venue in town, but certainly they're going to be more excited that you're back. What are some of the things folks can look for at these shows?
Well, we don't even really know what songs we're going to play. We have a pretty good idea, but we don't use a set list, and we do that in order to not feel like a machine every night. And we actually still enjoy playing live music, I think, because we don't use a set list. But that said, we'll probably play some songs from the new album, and we'll probably play at least 3 songs from all the other albums, from each album.
I love that explanation. More. I love your explanation for why you don't use a set list to keep that machine. Some bands, I used to hate this. Sometimes you go see big arena bands, they'd have the set list printed on the back of the laminate.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. So, we couldn't do that.
I love that about you.
Well, it's really survival technique. It's not. We're not trying to be
hip or anything,
so great or so sincere or anything. We just don't want to feel
burnout,
bad. Yeah. So it's worked for us so far.
What do you think it is, John, that is, now that you've logged a couple more, because the last time we were talking, you were just getting here and you were about to do these 2 more shows. What observations do you have on why Cake has the connection it does here in this marketplace?
Well, I think that our music, I don't know. I'm not sure. I can only guess. We maybe have something in our music that is not super sort of linear and sort of aggressively assertive. There's like, our music is not going to mow down the rainforest really quickly. It might go around the rainforest. It's not it's not the oral equivalent of something really powerful. It's more about sort of a less is more approach, which I think works well in hospitable climates. And I think it's sort of easy to understand that if you live somewhere where people are at least trying to look like they're harmonizing with nature.
That's a good way to put it. What's in this bound away book that you guys are?
Well, it's a book that we made using a lot of sort of old T-shirts and stuff that we had lying around. We made the paper ourselves, and we printed using old letterpress printing techniques from the past, and old printing presses that are thankfully there's a few that still exist, and we actually printed our own book and bound it and designed it, and we did all the different facets of the bookmaking process, and we're doing it as a benefit for a couple organizations. One is an organization that teaches children how to read and write, and in San Francisco here, and another one is an organization that's preserving letterpress printing. So it's I think all the information, there's a link from our website, but it's
cakemusic.com. Folks can take a look.
Yeah.
I think that's super cool that when I was looking at it, and it really fits the culture, if you will, of the band, as does in its own sort of way, very different way, but in an inclusive way, and one that can reach a lot of different communities. The Federal Funding March. How did you come up with that unique way to interact with kids?
Yeah, well, as you know, what America seems to be really into right now is cutting school programs, and one of the most severely cut programs is music, and we just thought, there are parts of your brain that can only be developed through learning how to play music, and that actually, if you look at a brain through like a scan, the only thing that you can tell physically about a brain is whether or not there's been musical development. So if you look at a scanned brain from a musician or somebody that plays music, you can see a physical difference, and that's the only. So regardless, it seems to me that neglecting that, and also there are other things like physical education and all kinds of other like practical skills, like learning how to woodworking and shop, and all those things are being cut. And I can understand, that we're in a crisis, and maybe we need to cut a few things, but as a musician, I feel like it's a mistake to cut music, and so we're just trying to encourage some dialogue around music, and just sort of bring a focus to music we're distributing charts from the song Federal Funding, and it's sort of it's interesting that it's about federal funding, and also it is federal funding that is necessary for schools in order to have music. So and there's arguments that maybe there should be no federal funding for schools, and everybody should just somehow educate themselves with their own money or something. I'm not sure if that's viable, and so anyway, we thought it's a good conversation to have, and so there's various marching bands are going to sort of learn the song and shoot videos of themselves playing the song, and we're going to rifle through them and find a winner, and I think the winner will get to be in a video with us.
That's what I saw. Man, it would be cool if we could get some Honolulu marching band up there with you at the Republic.
Yeah, and maybe we could shoot the video in Honolulu.
That'd be the dopest. Well, I'll have to poke around and see if I can find somebody on the school front who maybe would want to reach out to you guys. Maybe there's somebody who could do something with you while you guys are here, because it's just so
that'd be
fun.
great. That'd be great. I mean, we're we're waiting to see what happens with this. I think it'll be very interesting.
I think it's a real noble way of mixing of supporting a great cause and also doing it in a way that works with the band, because it's something that you guys, it lends itself to the sonic delivery of Cake. It works for your band perfect.
Yeah, and we thought that song particularly lent itself well with that aesthetic. So we'll see how it goes.
That, or of course, your cover of War Pigs might be another one that would lend it.
Yeah. Well, that'd be maybe if this goes well, that'd be a good second project.
John, I appreciate it. When you come to town, can we do another thing in person when you get here?
I'm sorry?
When you get to town, is it cool to schedule a thing and record another brief interview with you?
Yeah, sure. Hold on one second. Hey, this is Aloha. This is John McCrea of the band Cake, hanging out with Dave Lawrence. Aloha. This is John McCrea of the band Cake, hanging out with my buddy Dave Lawrence.
Awesome. I give you a high five. You be safe, and I'll talk to Tommy. We'll set something up. You need anything else before you come, you reach out to me. I'd love to make your visit another awesome one.
Yeah, very good. Well, thank you. I may take you up on that. I'm trying to figure out where we should stay. So it's if I can't figure it out, I'll ask you maybe what, if there's like I don't want to be in a neighborhood that's like totally unwalkable. So
no, anything, like I said, Tommy's got my cell, my email, anything to make it good for you, Brother John.
Very good, sir. Well, you have a good time.
You do. Be safe, and thanks again. It was fun catching up.
Wait, I have one question for you.
Sure, brother.
What do you think, like, if somebody did want to do like farming or something, where do people grow like food and stuff? Is it more on the northeast side of the island, or the southwest side of the island, or is it somewhere else completely?
There is growing on the Eva side, the western side, but I would say the largest on this island that I can think of would be Waimanalo, which would be on the east end Waimanalo area. There's quite a bit of greens, a lot of lettuce and stuff comes from there. Is that like
it's pretty rainy, right?
It is wet there, but not nearly as wet as like Wahia was, which you're thinking the center north.
Where's Haiku? What is that? Is that the wet that we're talking about?
That's
north,
Maui.
Right?
That would be Maui, and that would be like up on the northwest central Maui, and it's you could do some nice growing in Haiku.
Hey, but you're on the Big Island, or you're on
Honolulu?
Honolulu.
Oahu.
Okay. All right. I'm just confused. But your radio station goes to Maui, right?
Statewide, baby. We go everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what confused me. Okay. But so I know exactly where you're talking about now. Yeah, that's the east side, and that's there's tons of agriculture there.
Big time. They grow quite a bit of produce in Waimanalo, but that's not to take away from some amount on the North Shore. There's a lot of corn up there. Yeah. North Shore corn is always sort of like a
pretty good.
Yeah, like a novelty, right?
Uh-huh. So I'm trying to talk my wife into maybe we move somewhere else and just have a farm and I'll just drop out of music. So you're not recording this, right?
No.
But one of these days, it's in the back of my mind, and I quite like Honolulu actually because it's got so many different things. She has family that lives on Maui, and she's a little bit more into that island. But I mean, I guess you live on Honolulu, so you prefer that island.
I mean, I came here for radio, and so you really can't. There's not enough infrastructure in the rest of the state. So this island gets me the major city, plus it gets me Hawaii in one. So it's really essential.
You're set with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think NPR in Hawaii is great. It's just as good as anywhere else. It's
Oh, thank you. We try hard. We got a lot of response, and we make it fun. You can bring more people to the party by making it, open to folks, and bringing in more musical things.
Yeah,
so forth.
We're both into one of these days having a farm. So, well, hey, nice talking to you, Dave. I appreciate the info. Actually, I really do. So,
anytime, you can get a hold of me, and I'll give you a big hug and a high five, and we'll be talking soon.
Very good. Yeah, we'll definitely see you, hopefully, at the concert.
Yeah, we'll see you. We'll do another interview right before it.
Sounds good.
Be safe, John.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.